right, well, it's time for Checkpoint now, and the discussion we're having is, of course, on the ICC, and you did see that story that we aired a little earlier. We called it The Nowhere People, about the IDPs who are still stuck in Uganda 7 years after the post-election violence. And today we're just evaluating the process of the ICC. There have been many setbacks, and we're asking you, do you still trust the ICC to deliver justice to the victims of post-election violence and to Kenyans as a whole? Please keep your comments coming in. The hashtag is Checkpoint. My handle is at Yvonne Okwara, at KTN Kenya, at John Alanamu as well. Let me introduce you to my panel tonight. We have Jasper Mbuki, who's the Secretary, Legislative Affairs Office of the President. Thank you very much for joining us. We have Elisha Ongoya, who is an advocate, as well as someone who comes here wearing a different hat today, and we must say congratulations to you, Professor Gitile Naituli, who we used to call a governance analyst, but who is now Commissioner with the NCIC. Keep your comments coming in. I'd like to start with you, now that we're talking about integration. What are your thoughts, Professor Naituli, about the fact that we still have IDPs 7 years down the line? The government said, according to the government, and we've heard the Minister of, the Cabinet Secretary rather, of Devolution saying, all of them have been settled. Monies have been paid, yet we still have close to 2,000 people in Uganda.
Yeah, I think it's probably unfortunate, because I think we need to deal with that situation. It's not right to have any Kenyan is suffering anywhere in this country. We need to feel the pain of those people, and we need to do something about it.
Do you think it's all been overtaken by politics, to the extent that we don't remember that there were victims of this?
I think sometimes politics tend to be in our way of humanity ahead of us, and that's probably the case in this situation. And it's unfortunate, because it should not be like that.
All right. Elisha, from a legal standpoint, the cases at the ICC have faced very many setbacks. The one with the Deputy President and Joshua Arap Sang, as well as the President's now, in terms of the fact that, you know, they can't seem to find any evidence. Where do you think the ICC went wrong?
First, it's too early to judge any of the ICC cases. The justice system is a system, it's a process, and if you have been in the litigation world where we deal with court processes, there's nothing novel about what is happening in the ICC. This happens even in our local tribunals. Witnesses die in the course of processes. Witnesses withdraw their testimonies in the course of processes. It's upon those concerned, the office of the prosecutor, to keep on re-evaluating its position at every point in time and ensure that the only case it sustains is a case that can see the light of day. But let me again highlight something. The evolution of international criminal justice is bound to face these kind of challenges. Because of the very structure of international relations, you have a scenario where the International Criminal Court has no police of its own. It relies on a political principle of state cooperation. So that if you have a situation like the Kenya case, where the instruments of the states in the hands of the suspects, humanly speaking, there are challenges you are bound to face. There is self-interest. There are many challenges that you are bound to face. So this is not totally unexpected within the system. But I think that therein lies the challenge of those of the prosecutor to ensure that it uses its best possible sense of judgment to see which case is sustainable, carry on with it, which case is not sustainable, save your resources where it's necessary so that you apply them to another society where perhaps applying that kind of force can have some logical...
From a legal standpoint, do you think the case against President Uhuru Kenyatta is sustainable, like you said?
As we speak today, the prosecutor herself has conceded that you know, she has no evidence that can sustain a conviction. Nonetheless, she desires that the court adjourns the case indefinitely to give her an opportunity to recollect her evidence, to reevaluate her case, so that on her own concession, as we stand today, that case is not sustainable. That doesn't mean that tomorrow it won't be sustainable or it will be too early to judge. But as we stand today, it will be naive for any of us to infuse it with the sustainability which the prosecutor herself has considered that on the strength of the evidence that she has today is not sustainable.
All right. The politics of it, and this is what's unique about the ICC cases, is they're legal as well as political, and that's the heat that's been raised. Jasper, just when we talk about this from your standpoint, the president going or not? We will get to know that tomorrow when he addresses Parliament. But for you, where does it stand?
Yvonne, thanks for having me on the show tonight. But I'll say that His Excellency the President has been able to pronounce himself on the matter last Friday during a funeral in Nyahururu. He was able to adequately address that issue in great detail. But let's get to appreciate a very basic fact that since His Excellency the President joined the public service in March